Anyway, Mr. Crackety, we saw LaSh. LaSh is already a semi-established player. We saw him over over the years to compete in the tournaments. On the other hand, Muhodo, somebody who is, in my opinion, a relatively new to the scene or relatively new to the pro scene. He's slowly but surely getting up there, but it's taking him a little bit. And we are going to be starting off with Byzantines against Sengoku Daimyo. Sengoku received some very, very giant nerfs. On the other hand, Byzantines, not really. What do you think about this matchup, Mr. Craig?
Sengoku Daimyo versus Byzantines, it's an interesting one for sure. I'm not 100% sure how this one's gonna play out since the changes that we had around like Sengoku, mainly all of the nerfs around them. So definitely interesting. Now, Byzantines, they're not that great when it comes to harassing the economy from Sengoku early on, like doing damage to the Yatais and whatnot. You can go for that when you go for the Hippodrome playstyle with them. But that's not what we're seeing here from Muhodo. He's just playing this classic Grand Winery with a lot of cisterns here early on. Same for LaSh, going for the Raokan. Only 2 out of 3 Yatais here, so didn't opt for the 3rd Yatai immediately. Might be adding that down the line, though. Yeah, did get the 3rd Yatai out now, and now we're caught up to the live game as well.
And this is 3 cisterns already out, probably going to be going for 5 cistern Byzantine. So very, very standard over here. LaSh going for that juicy food income from the Yatai. Is, in your opinion, still Sengoku a fast castle civilization? Because we saw the giant nerfs to the cavalry or to the movement speed of the cavalry for them. They are still relatively good. They have a giant bonus bonus in attack speed, but they got hit very, very badly. Are we gonna see still fast castle, or is this gonna be feudal age play, in your opinion?
I think we'll see like a mixture. Like typically what you can do with Sengoku is go for just a couple of Yari cavalry, be annoying, try and just keep your opponent on their side of the map and buy yourself enough time for the fast castle age follow-up. I think that's definitely still something that you could be doing here as a Sengoku. Definitely something that's tried and tested, has been nerfed a little bit, but definitely still one of their stronger strategies here. I want to quickly circle back to Muhodo just to like give a little bit of context as to his standing. Muhodo's like, I'm not sure the best or like the second best Polish player that we have in Age of Empires 4, and he's been around for, I want to say, like in the competitive scene for like the last 2 years. So definitely a very established player at this point. He's had like an off season a couple months ago where I didn't see a lot of his games, but overall still like a very solid player. Typically he likes to like he's very on top of the game when it comes to raiding in the mid game, securing relics and whatnot. That's going to be interesting to see how he plays around this. And we do have LaSh, of course, with those Yao cavalry just trying to establish a little bit of dominance here in the midfield. We get Longbowmen as the mercenary unit from Muhodo alongside some Limitani already in as well. And looks like we're already going all the way up to Cistern level 5 here with a lot of the Cisterns currently branching out there on the minimap.
Longbows got a little bit of the nerf from the Byzantine. Now they are spawning one less. They are a bit cheaper, but at the same time it is not as cost effective as it used to be. 4 systems already out. Probably will see 5th one shortly. We still have those 2 villagers mining the stone for it, and LaSh is going for those raids in. He is trying to do some type of damage with the Yari cavalry. On the other hand, Muhodo already opening with a bit of a limited A, and longbows are coming up. So this is definitely some type of a feudal age play. LaSh going for the Yulmit. This looks like at this moment this looks like a feudal age play for both of the players. But Byzantines are gonna be a little bit outscaling Sengoku with the Cistern.
Yeah, Cisterns are going to be nice here, at least early on in the game. Slowly but surely, those Yatais are going to be adding in the traders. So over time, Sengoku is definitely going to be pulling ahead slightly when it comes to the income overall. LaSh now also going for the Yumi Archers, I think you mentioned. And yeah, it's going to be I'm still not sure if this is going to be like an all-in feudal age play, because LaSh did, like, he was at like almost 700 food there for a second, but he did just reinvest into more Yari cavalry, so maybe it is going to be more of a feudal age aggression type game here from him. We see some walls coming in as well, just trying to secure the right-hand side of his map where a lot of his food resources are. There's still also gold in the back, so a lot of resources there for him to gather up for sure. Muhodo now also adding in some horsemen on his side, so a triple army composition from him up against a double army or double unit composition from LaSh. So Muhodo at the moment should be in a fine spot. I'm just still wondering if LaSh is gonna eventually pull the trigger for a faster castle age rather than feudal age. He still has 3 villagers on gold at the moment.
I just want to appreciate the map spawn for Muhodo. Like, we can see 3 berry patches that are relatively in back. Like, his first berry patch was in the back, his second and third one are also very, very accessible. I wouldn't say they are as big as they could be, but they are definitely not in front. Something that Byzantines are gonna completely love. On the other hand, we are already going to be going into the triple composition for the Byzantine. There are some horsemen that we can see. Yari cavalry are gonna be doing amazing into them. But that's not the main point. I think horsemen are over there just to tank for the Yumi and snipe some villagers if they are going to be able to.
We do have the first daimyo coming in now as well. That one horseman from Muhodo has now been spotted. Can we quickly select one of these horsemen, see if LaSh has already gotten the movement speed upgrade on them? He does not have that one in yet. It's a little bit expensive, so it's going to take a while for him to eventually research that, but it looks like LaSh is really, really going ham on the feudal age army here at the moment. I like that from him. Yeah, like so LaSh, like, he's making a lot of units at the moment, but he doesn't really have like a great army to just go for the all-in. There's 12 longbows at the moment, so they're going to be able to easily one-shot the Yumi archers one by one. And there's already a good amount of Limitani here. Maybe could be just a couple more. The attack speed is going to be very nice on them with the daimyo, but I don't think it's going to be enough to like really kill Muhodo here immediately. And the Golden Horn Tower is getting rushed up quite quickly.
At the same time, it's literally in the middle of our base, right next to the town center. Very, very safe location. So it looks like it will definitely go up, and castle age for Muhodo is going to be slowly actually getting in. The question is if the cataphracts are gonna be the play for him, because we build the stables, we make one horseman, and that's it. Maybe a few cataphracts here and there. They are gonna be countering everything in this composition, but they are very, very costly. On another hand, getting outpost upgrades is gonna be something Muhodo is going for. It looks like he is a little bit scared of the dive that's gonna be coming in, and it is coming in.
Veterancy on the archers though. On the longbows, oh, a lot of villagers might be going down. Actually, none went down here so far. Just one went down. And longbows doing amazing damage here up against the Yumi archers. LaSh losing all of his military here underneath Muhodo's outpost. And this is what I was trying to say. Like, he just didn't have the unit count in order to really do great damage here. And the timing was just a little bit off. And with the cistern buff there on your production buildings, the upgrades, the veterancy upgrades, they just come in so quickly. So LaSh able to take the fight with the full veterancy upgrades. Muhodo able to take a great fight there. And LaSh, yeah, he's doubling down. He's massing up units again. This feels like the wrong call to make at the moment.
Muhodo got to the castle age, basically did not lose a single longbowman in this fight, and at the same time lost only one villager. It could not have went better for him. We are fighting under the tower, maybe a little bit under the DC fire at the same time. It was very, very rough for LaSh, and LaSh reinvesting into the feudal age. He thinks that he sees some type of the opportunity maybe, but it's gonna be very rough to play against. Muhodo also getting cataphracts in over here. They are gonna be able to kill everything in the LaSh's composition. Sure, Yari cavalry are doing a little bit of the bonus damage, but I don't think it's gonna be enough.
LaSh behind this now also trying to go for his own age up. He is getting very close to it at the moment. And Muhodo, he needs to brace for his longbows here at the moment. Doesn't want to lose too many of them. Just lost a couple here in the first a couple seconds of the engagement, and yeah, looks like he just went a little bit too far forward. Cataphracts, though, is being spotted now, and a lot of the Yari cavalry just being very low HP, able to get sniped
These
now
are still
by the
Castle
longbows.
units. Exactly, these are still Castle Age units, and longbows are picking Yari cavalry one by one, especially the low HP ones. Sake Brewery is gonna be the play for the LaSh. We love to see that gold income coming in. But right now the question is, can he even defend? Like, there is double the military for Muhodo. Castle Age is still 30 seconds away for the LaSh at least, and we have 14 longbows in his front door. They are going to be knocking and trying to kill every single villager they see.
Brewery, 16 villagers is getting rushed up. That's going to be one of the Yatais getting taken down here now. LaSh still getting a lot of food income there from those villagers on the deer. And now with the age up, Mounted Samurai getting queued up immediately. But, I mean, at the moment, Muhodo, he's going to be in a very good position. Look at that. He's got 4 monks out on the field. He wants those relics. In fact, there's just 1 relic left at the moment out on the map, and the other one is walled behind LaSh space. So that one's a little bit of an unobtainium kind of situation here for Muhodo, at least for the time being. He could potentially push for it on the right-hand side. But yeah, just overall relic count is going to be well in favor of Muhodo, able to put those in the Grand Winery and just get a ton of olive oil and maybe even start picking up some of the sacred sites here behind it all as well.
Muhodo definitely with the eco-lead, even though we have that Sakes Brewery coming in, and that's going to mean a lot, and that's going to mean a lot of gold income. The relics coming in and giving us that additional olive oil means a longbow mass is just going to be getting bigger and bigger at this point. And we are doing the ultimate composition over here. This is longbow cataphract. Probably one of the best compositions you can do as the Byzantine. It's going to kill everything. Like, you may think that I'm going to go for some mangonels and we'll be able to take them down. Not really. The charge from the cataphracts is going to be enough to snipe basically every single mangonel out on the field. On another hand, if you go for mass crossbows, longbows are going to be behind to snipe them one by one. This is as good as it gets.
There we go, longbows firing off up against the Yumi archers. Mounted Samurai are feigning a little bit for aggression here, are going to be taking the fight up against the cataphracts, so not something that you really want to be taking. Cataphracts going for the trample through. A lot of the Yumi are going to be getting taken down here now. And it's a little bit rough after a lot of damage has been taken there by LaSh's Mounted Samurai. He's not going to be able to heal them up again. There's just no healing units. Well, he's getting like passive healing from the Ryokan, but he's not able to actively heal them up. A little wall of loading potentially to save some villagers. Oh, LaSh? LaSh? I was close one. Almost lost a couple of horsemen there.
Good.
Oh,
We saved it and we took down 2 more villagers. We really need to start killing these villagers fast, because Muhodo is just pulling away economically. And right now, look at the food income from the LaSh over here. Nothing. We basically have 1 village on the food. Our berries in the back are non-existent. Our deer pack that we have in front, we are not even taking. We are taking a fight with a lot of mounted samurai over here, but there is a lot of cataphracts at the same time, and limited are just going to be nailing the coffin. This is getting harder and harder for LaSh to do anything in. Longbows are going to be diving the wood line, and we are going to be killing villagers one by one. I'm not sure if LaSh has anything to play for.
There's no way
here.
back at the moment. He made some farms there, but not going to be enough. GG is going to be coming in. Muhodo able to take a lead in a best of 3. So LaSh, he is now going to be in a very, very rough spot here with Muhodo, his opponent, on match point. Total resource gathered. And you just gotta wonder at the end of the day, why don't all civilizations just gather up that olive oil? It's right there in the berries, but apparently the technology just isn't quite there for them. Muhodo pulling ahead over 2,000 resource in the total resource gathered there. Just showing us here, the Byzantines still a very, very strong civilization on 1TC, even when facing off against the Sengoku Daimyo, which previously used to feel like an unstoppable kind of civilization in many, many matchups.
LaSh tried to go for that field ledge, tried to get that timing right and correct for the dive, but missed it just by 30 seconds, and upgrades were in, and at that point it was very, very rough for him. Muhodo played it perfectly, nearly perfect defense, only one villager dying over here. We are going to be seeing that, we are going to be seeing the fight happening. And this was the decisive fight of the game. This is where Muhodo won the game. LaSh went for the type of a field ledge all in, but it's a little bit of a weird one, because behind all of this he has 800 food in the bank and 600 wood, and we are diving enemy base, and he's in the castle ledge. Then this was probably the best one he could take. Longbows a little bit out of the positions, the reinforcements still coming in, cataphracts were not in yet, but still these were castle age units, and Muhodo were relatively happy to take even this.
Yeah. Next up, we do already see the next matchup here. It's gonna be Japanese up against Shushi's Legacy on board land. Muhodo up against LaSh. Japanese versus Shushi on board land. I think Shushi typically, like, they can be quite fine here in this matchup. It's going to be interesting, especially considering that there have been changes around the feudal age landmarks from Shushi. So definitely going to be like an interesting matchup here between these two civs.
And Boldland, very open map at the same time.
It is, yeah. I used to like favor Shushi quite a bit because they've got like a lot of tools to like shut down the Japanese economy before they're really able to start printing a lot of the mounted samurai. So in feudal age, there's definitely a lot of options here for Shushi's Legacy, and yeah, with the openness of the map, could also see maybe potential pro scout play with the with Shushi. Would be an option for sure.
Definitely, we will see a lot of raids coming in. All of the deer packs are relatively centered on this map, or in the middle diagonal line. So that's gonna mean that pro scouts are gonna be very nice, as Krakety said, just to secure all of the food under your town center. But the openness of the map is gonna mean that there is most likely gonna be a lot of feudal age play over it.
Yeah, I think so. You typically just don't want to let your opponent get to Castle Age for free, right? Like, Japan, they can kind of like go for it. Like, they can be like, okay, my opponent wants to go Castle Age, I'll just go Castle Age as well. I'll get the Mounted Samurai, I'll be in a good spot. I get a Monk immediately for free, able to start picking up some of the relics. And Shushi, they kind of lost a little bit of that tempo when it comes to like getting to Castle Age with the Meditation Garden. Now just taking a little bit longer to be unlocking a lot of the additional resources that will provide eventually. So the Castle Age tempo has been reduced a little bit for Shushi's Legacy there. So wouldn't be too surprised to just see a little bit more feudal engagement from Shushi's Legacy there up against the Japanese. So wondering if Japan is going to be answering that with feudal age on their own side, or just trying to hunker down and try and go for the just try and test it, Castle Age, get those Mounted Samurai going, because eventually, like, Mounted Samurai, that's going to be like the main bread and butter of the Japanese anyways. Maybe you could go for like some Onimusha as well. Like, Onimusha against Jugunu are actually pretty decent, because you have a little bit more range, you're a lot faster, the attack animation is pretty quick as well. So you can effectively like outkai Jugunu all game long.
Japan also a civilization that really loves to go for that fast castle. At the same time, in a lot of matchups, they love to go for the Dark Age. I'm not really sure if Dark Age is a possibility against the Shushi Legacy just because of the tax system, but maybe there is gonna be a universe. On the other hand, Yumi are probably one of the best bets for them in the feudal age. Krakety, is the Yumi play viable on the Borderlands because of the wood lines? They are such a small wood lines, very raidable, or are we gonna still see the fast castle?
I can definitely still go for the Yumi archers. It's just typically mobility is key. Yumi archers are a good bit faster than normal archers, but even faster than them would be just the mounted samurai. And Dark Age play, I don't think makes a lot of sense against Shushi's Legacy on most maps. what you can typically do with the Dark Age play is you can decide, or rather you can deny your opponent potential Meditation Garden placements. But what I've seen more often than not at the moment in the current meta is that players now start to favor the Jiangnan Tower rather than the Meditation Garden as an opener, as an opening landmark for Shushi's Legacy. So I'd be more inclined to say, okay, maybe just don't go for the Dark Age barracks. Your opponent's not gonna be like harassed that easily anyways. Might just be better to look for either like feudal age units or straight up the fast castle age. Get like double outpost going or something like that. Try and get the security in. Maybe like 1 to 2 horsemen just to try and keep your opponent a little bit distracted on the sides. But other than that, I don't think you've got a lot of options really when it comes to doing anything in Dark Age. Like either feudal age units or you go straight up for the fast castle age.
In the fast castle, we are most likely gonna be seeing mass knights or mass mounted samurai from the Japan. Jushi also having a very nice knight play with additional bonus on attack speed on them. Still, mounted samurai are gonna be a little bit better in the engagements, just thanks to the bannerman and having the deflective armor. So no charge damage is gonna be being inflicted on them. Jushi. Back in the day, it was a civilization that went for a naked fast castle all the time. Now it's transforming a little bit into the feudal age play, and then trying to go for a castle age, thanks to the changes on the landmarks. We will see what LaSh is gonna cook up with it, but he needs to do something because he is down 1-0 in the series. If he wants to see a chance to qualify, he needs to take this game from Mr. Muhodo, and we are going to be getting into the game, ladies and gentlemen. Muhodo as a Japanese and LaSh on Jushi Legacy.
Exactly, and this is going to be do or die here for LaSh. He's down 1 point at the moment. Muhodo on match point here on Boardland, and we do of course have that nice change with Boardland. A lot of the sheeps now spawning around the TCs from the players, so they don't have to be like worried about not finding enough sheep here early on. They're gonna be in the fine spot either way. And yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see just how this one is gonna be getting played out. We don't have a Dark Age barracks here as expected. Instead, Muhodo just gonna be going for the gold instead. House is also coming up on the berries, so we'll most likely be seeing an early Takasaiko upgrade. Was it Takasaiko? Not 100% sure what it was called. Tawara, yeah, it was Tawara. Takasaiko was the forge upgrade, yeah, for the melee damage. So is going to be getting Tawara, already buffing up the villagers there a little bit. And yeah, both players just going to be macroing towards a fast feudal age play here. As mentioned, I do think that this is most likely going to be a Jiangnan Tower play from Shushi's Legacy. I just see a lot more players going for the Jiangnan Tower into some units early on rather than the immediate Meditation Garden. And it's actually interesting, like the Jiangnan Tower has a lot of very nice options there, with even the ability to now be able to like spawn a bunch of like Palace Guards and Jugunu. I think that's very cool, just having options there. Previously, there was no way of getting Palace Guards in from the Jiangnan Tower, so nice little change there.
We will see how the players are gonna play it out. As we mentioned earlier, looks like a feudal age play is gonna be played for most likely both of them, at least some type of it. There is a chance for a naked castle, for naked fast castle from the Muhodo, especially because we can see a lot of the villagers early on the berries, and that's gonna mean that we want to take the exposed food sources first. Save up the sheep for a little bit later in the game when we are going to be getting attacked, when we are going to be getting raided, and then be safely under the town center and aging up to the castle age. So there is a chance for that. Also, early Tawara upgrade is going to be giving us a bonus on the food gathering. So that's also very lovely to see. And as Kraket is said, Jiangnan Tower is going to be played over here. And question is going to be, will this be like all-in feudal age play, or are we gonna see just some type of a feudal and then transition into the castle?
I think LaSh is the kind of player to go for a little bit of an extended feudal age play here in this matchup in particular. I don't think he's just gonna wanna go for his own like fast castle age play behind this. A lovely spot on the Kura storehouse here, exactly 2 tiles away and right next to the wood line from the TC, so able to fit farms all around it. Yeah, overall looking great there. Already up on the berries as well. Getting a lot of food there from them early on means that he is going to be able to just rely on the sheep after gathering up the berries. Going to be nice and safe inside of his own base. Sheep count very even between the two. Couldn't be more even. 19 on each side here. Now the Giant Tower is going to be finishing on up. Are we going to be immediately seeing like a stable right there? No, it's going to be a barracks instead. Okay. Interesting. I would have expected the horseman opening instead.
Well, barracks opener is definitely interesting for the Jushi legacy. Maybe we are gonna see some early palace guards being played. Japan not being able to make or not making a fast tower on gold yet, even though LaSh is already aged up. Maybe Muhodo is trying to go for it. We will see. 6 villagers on the wood at the moment. A little bit delayed age up thanks to the going for those early berries. About 20 seconds it should be compared to going for sheep. So not that big of a deal, but at the same time you are not going to be able to spam units out that quickly. You don't really care that much if you are going for the fast castle, and first palace guard is going to be running across the map straight to the gold mine.
Yeah, so we're immediately seeing palace guards coming out here, which, you know, makes a lot of sense when you're up against the Japanese. They don't really have a direct counter to the palace guard in the feudal age, though. That's not 100% true, because in theory you can go for an Uma Bannerman, and then your horsemen are going to be getting a lot of additional attack damage as well, get the bonus attack upgrades in the dark and feudal age as well. And then the horsemen actually do phenomenally up against the early palace guards.
It looks like Muhodo will be going for a feudal play over here.
Yeah.
Horsemen are being queued. We are abandoning the gold, and we are gonna see feudal age against feudal age. 3 palace guards are already out on the field, and they are gonna do relatively well against anything that Muhodo can make. But exactly as Krakit said, when the bannermans are gonna come out, then the horseman mass is gonna be big enough. They will be able to snipe these palace guards one by one, or just catch them when they are going to be running across the map and trying to deal some type of damage on the berries or any other resource from the Japanese player. At the same time, samurai are going to be played for the Muhodo. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, samurai is also a logical conclusion here to be going for, just because you are going to be having that deflective armor on them. So they do pretty well up against the early palace guards here, for sure. Meanwhile, horseman on Muhodo's side is going to be able to find one of the palace guards, but there's spearmen out now as well. So not a fight that he can really take quite yet. Villager getting sent to try and repair the forge. Now samurai also getting revealed. Is he going to be? Yeah, he's going to be able to save the forge. Doing fine up against the palace guards here.
LaSh also investing a little bit into the eco upgrades. Wheelbarrow is going to be getting researched, and we are just sticking with 13 villagers on foot at the moment. These 2 palace guards should be dying over here, even though our samurai have less of a movement speed. It's not that big of a deal because we are making mass horsemen. 2 of them are relatively heavily damaged, and spearmen are going to be coming in to trying to save the day. But it's going to be tough and rough, and it looks like we have some type of technical difficulties at the moment. Ladies and gentlemen,
JavaScript error there. Huh? There we go. All right. Any exclamation mark blames in the chat there? There we go.
Committing more and more on the early palace guards for LaSh. LaSh making a little bit of the double infantry composition with a spearman, and then also palace guards, and then committing to a few horsemen here and there. Muhodo going for the Yumi. Yumi gonna be really good in the spearman. Can deal relatively well to the early palace guards at the same time, thanks to the movement speed. But horsemen are gonna be a little bit tougher for them. At the same time, Muhodo is trying to dive the gold vein over here and gonna be killing at least 1 villager. Exactly what he needs to do. Very nice job from him. No, not having a tower over here, playing it a little bit riskier is gonna mean 1 villager is gonna be falling down.
Ooh, nice little distraction there with the Horseman, able to distract the Palace Guards to the side. Yeah, LaSh just doubling down a little bit on the Palace Guards here at the moment. Yumi Archer transition behind this for Muhodo, even getting the range damage upgrade now. Just needs the Bannerman next up in order to really be able to start doing damage up against the Palace Guards with the Yumi Archers. So needs the Bannerman for that first. Daimyo is already in. He does actually... Yeah, there's already a Yumi Bannerman out, so he's in a good spot to be taking fights with the Yumi Archers up against the Palace Guards.
At the same time, LaSh is getting +1 ranged armor and Muhodo getting +1 damage. So they are going to be canceling out each other with the Blackfield upgrades. One village is going to be coming down, is going to be going down over here for Muhodo. So for now, it's one villager down to one villager down. Not really having giant idle time on the TC. Even though Muhodo having basically one villager worth of idle time means that LaSh is having that slightly bit of an eco advantage. At the same time, having Imperial officials buffing all of our resources will mean that we are slowly but surely getting economically ahead. But at the same time, Muhodo having just, in my opinion, a little bit better army in my opinion.
You think Muhodo is the better army? I think like the Palace Guards are honestly like really good if you get a good mass of them going, because you can always decide when to take the engagements against the normal, like the slower moving infantry from Muhodo. Yeah, it just gives you a lot more agency on the map because you can always be on the run. You can be pretty much everywhere you want to be.
Yeah, it gives you a lot of flexibility. That's a very nice point. On the other hand, Muhodo not really having that much of it because normal samurai just lack that movement speed. At the same time, Muhodo trying to raid and taking in the fight against the spearman is not really something that he wants to do. This is definitely a misclick. At least one horseman went down, second one very heavily damaged. And this is a fight in the middle of the map, but currently LaSh not having all of his army together means that he cannot really take it.
Oh, Yumi Archers, this is the issue. Just the slower army here, courtesy of these samurai being there, makes it so tough for Muhodo to maneuver around it. So the horsemen, a lot of them are kind of stuck when it comes to fighting off against the samurai, so not all of them are going after the Yumi Archers here at the moment. It means that all of the Yumi Archers pretty much able to make it out alive, but is going to be losing out on all of the samurai here. So losing his entire front line here, Muhodo, he's going to have to start reinvesting a little bit more into the samurai. Just saw the massive military count there from LaSh, so he knows, okay, I need more Yumi Archers, I need more samurai. But the time is kind of closing, and it looks like he was getting greedy. Caught with the hand in the cookie jar, Muhodo, he was trying to go for an age up.
This is very rough for him at the moment. 20 Palace Guards very soon to be have on LaSh's side is gonna mean that, and we are pulling the villagers across the map, probably going for a deer peg over here. So we are not really playing for the pro scouts. We are playing for early map aggression, and then taking every single resource on the map that we can. And Mass Police Guard is going to be allowing us to do so. There is a double tower, and we are doing reinforcements on it. But is it going to be in time? Well, we do not really have any army to defend this. Only 10 Yumi against 19 Palace Guards. This is not the play that Muhodo was needed to go for. We are diving a double tower. Sure, Palace Guards having a little bit of less ranged armor, but this is very tough.
Double arrow slip. Is it though? Like LaSh, he's kind of throwing a little bit, I want to say. Like he's committing onto these double fortified outposts with emplacement. TC also still in range, now diving the TC with 15 villagers inside. Like these are fine trades for Muhodo. He's still getting the floating gate up just all the way in the back, so he's completely fine with this. LaSh, he's losing all of his military. That is... Yeah,
all of the military
he just kind of threw his entire lead away. Yeah, he still has map control and all, but... he didn't shut down the gold. He didn't stop the age up. He lost his military. He's not getting his own age up in that, like, quickly. He's working on it. But, yeah, he just kind of went and shot himself in the foot there with this all-in there on the TC and the double outposts emplacements.
And right now, Muhodo is going to be getting the age up. Floating gate is going to be slowly but surely coming in. And that's going to mean Mounted Samurai. And Mounted Samurai are going to be countering everything in the LaSh's composition at the moment. It's getting harder and harder to justify the dive for the LaSh. It looks like it was just a throw.
Now, behind this, he is getting all of the deer in off the map, so food income is going to be great for him as long as he's able to keep the keep the control over these two spots. If he managed to gather up a little bit of stone, he could be getting some emplacements on these outposts. Just the hand cannon placements would help him at least against the low 3 to 4 numbers of mounted samurai. But there's also some Onamusha being made here. So Muhodo immediately going for the mixed army composition of both the Onamusha and the mounted samurai. Interesting choice here for him.
Well, Muhodo definitely having better composition at the time. LaSh is edging up with Shaolin Monastery. We are going to be seeing some Shaolin monks gathering those relics. Lovely to see as soon as he ages up. And mass knight from the LaSh over here. This is going to be mass knight against mass knight, but one gentleman will have Onamusha on his side at the same time. I'm not 100% fan of the mass knight from the Jushi against the composition that Muhodo is doing at the moment, but I'm not sure that LaSh saw it.
I mean, LaSh definitely sees the Onamushas at this point, right as they're hitting the palace guards. He's trying to take down the Shinto priest here, but barely isn't able to get it. Though there are some horsemen here, they are going to be able to make sure that Shinto priest isn't going to be picking up any of these relics, meaning that LaSh now, with the priest that he has out on the map, he's going to be able to take some of these relics and outposts. Is going to be able to save these villages at least for a little bit, but no hand cannon placements. Means that the knights in theory could burn it down. But looks like Muhodo's deciding against it. One Onamusha does go down, but 2 horsemen make that 3 horsemen. This one doesn't really... Yeah, this one isn't going to be able to survive there. Not the most worthwhile exchange here, but yeah, just mass cavalry at the moment here for LaSh up against Muhodo's army composition. I don't mind it. You can see, or you saw earlier that LaSh really went for a really big all-in there, but he did just pull more villages over to wood, so it looks like he is thinking about adding in some other type of units in as well. But he's got a lot of villagers on gold. He still has great food income, so he should be in a decent spot overall when it comes to this. And oh, can we get a Shaolin, the activatable ability? There it is. Doesn't take any damage now from the ranged units. Was a little bit early with the wall low there. Yunsanch is going to be able to move on out there.
We're going to be sniping one Onamusha over here in the middle of the map with the horsemen. LaSh went for the veterancy on them, so that's lovely to see. On another hand, as Crackety mentioned, his food income is just gonna be that tiny bit better. Because sure, Muhodo is slowly but surely switching to farms thanks to the Kura storehouse. We still have double berries on the side and 1 small deer pack, but that's gonna be about it. If that runs out, all of the deer packs that are left on the map are in the corners, and it's a little bit risky to take them against the player that's playing all-in knights. Over here we are diving the town center and doing some nice damage, at least in the idle time. 1 villager went down, and yeah, slowly but surely LaSh is raiding Muhodo to that, or trying to do so.
And behind this, I mean, Muhodo's still trying to shut down a little bit of the economy here out on the deer. LaSh still massing up, now also starting to mass up some crossbowmen here as well. Relic-wise, it looks like both players are still just fighting over for the relics. There's still just 2 relics, 3 relics remaining on the map, so I'm not sure where the remaining relics have gone, whether LaSh has managed to secure 2 or whether Muhodo has been able to get 1. I mentioned earlier that Muhodo is a player that puts a lot of value when it comes to, or plays a lot of value when it comes to securing relics, so already up to 3 Shinto priests again. I would expect Muhodo to try and take the lead in the relic game.
We still have a lot of sheep under TC for Muhodo, so even though we are out on the map on the berries, we are going to be able to fall back at least for some sort of food when that runs out. That means that food transition is not that big of a deal at the moment. Double tower are going to be is going to be saving our villagers on the side of the map, and relic fight is happening. 4 relics already disappeared from the map. One lonely relic is in the corner of the map, and at this time LaSh is going mass crossbow with some horsemen, some knight. I like his composition over here. Only thing he's lacking is mobility. It's gonna be very, very tough on in mobility, but other than that, he should be able to take on the head-on engagements.
Ooh, Muhodo able to take down a couple of knights here. We're up to 16 crossbows at the moment for LaSh. Villagers actually pulling out the shifts up against one of the mounted samurai there. And looks like we're getting a little bit of a surprise wallow in there as well. Well, probably not that much of a surprise when you see it coming. Oh. Oh, he distraction wallow inside of his own base before going for the actual wallow here. But LaSh, is he going for it? No, isn't going for it. That takes the fight up against the army here, and he's got enough crossbows here to be able to do massive damage up against the mounted samurai. Able to win that small engagement, should be able to stop Muhodo from bringing that relic on back.
Just need to run back home. At this time, Muhodo does not have enough army. We are trying to take more and more relics from the map, but we are starting to see Onabugeisha coming out on the field. I like it too. They're gonna be able to kill everything except knights.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense against the current army composition from LaSh, mainly crossbows and horsemen. So Onabugeisha able to do excellently there against all of those units. And even if LaSh were to now start adding in some knights and or some palace guards, there would already be 11 Onamushas for Muhodo to deal with that. As long as he doesn't lose them now.
Yeah, we cannot allow these Onamushas to die for no reason at all. It's gonna be a little bit harder to do that against horsemen because they have that little bit more movement speed, and they are gonna be able to slowly but surely take them down one by one with a giant bonus damage that they have against ranged units. And one grenadier out on the field for LaSh, probably a misclick, or do you think that it is a potential play over here, Mr. Craig?
Triple stables getting added in behind this. So Muhodo also going for mass horsemen behind this. So LaSh might actually be getting misled now and could potentially start adding in some spearmen now on his side. Onamusha getting taken down. And we get a glimpse of that Shaolin monastery just to see how many relics LaSh has been able to collect overall. Maybe not. It's 2 relics. Okay, so 2 relics for LaSh, 3 relics for Muhodo at this point. No, never mind. 3 relics for LaSh, actually. All right. Now Meditation Garden coming in at a beautiful spot. Taking the large gold vein and the wood line, all of the wood line there. It's going to be a lot of resource that LaSh can take.
We are still spamming mass crossbow against Onabugeisha. That's interesting to see. They are very they are good. They can deal well if they have enough front line, but at the same time, Onabugeisha will just melt them if they get on top of it. On top of them. LaSh having most of the map control. We see him taking the deer pack in the downside of the map. At the same time, over here making the outpost and taking yet another deer pack. So we are pushing that farm transition more and more into the future and buying ourselves more and more time. On the other hand, Muhodo already doing his farm transition a little bit, making few farms around the TC, and at the same time having that Kura storehouse fully secured with the farms, is gonna mean that if we get to the farm transition point, it's gonna be a little bit harder for LaSh.
Secures the gold vein now with a couple of outposts. But yeah, currently it feels like LaSh has kind of been baited by the production buildings that Muhodo showed earlier. And now his army composition just doesn't really work against what Muhodo is putting out there. LaSh, he kind of just needs mass palace guards and Jugunu potentially here. He is starting to add in some Jugunu, so that is going to be going a long way here for him. Also have just a couple of grenadiers here with the debuff. That would actually be pretty nice here to have. Horseman trying to go for a wraparound. The front line is getting taken down by LaSh, but by Muhodo.
Crossbow numbers are staying healthy.
Yeah.
Well, the crossbow numbers are staying healthy. If LaSh is just gonna kite, he's gonna kill everything over here. We don't have enough ranged units to snipe out the crossbowman, and Muhodo is slowly but surely realizing that this is not a good fight to take and running back home. LaSh definitely like to take this fight, and switching to Jukonu behind all of this means that Muhodo needs to answer with something else. If you are gonna keep spamming mass on Abugeisha, they are gonna get obliterated.
Yeah. To be fair, like, if you get a good surrounding with the Onabugeisha, then it's gonna be fine, but as long as the backline is able to keep its distance, it just takes too long to catch up after taking down the front line to get the gap close in. LaSh now with the Jugunu answer as well. It's gonna make it a bit tougher for the Onabugeisha. Muhodo, though, he's floating a massive amount of resource at this point in time. Kind of feels like he's trying to go for Imperial Age, find some villagers here from LaSh out on the boar. Able to take down 2-3 of them even.
Lovely.
LaSh not reacting to that though. He's just going to be going for the main base now from Muhodo. Does Muhodo have the... Okay, he doesn't have the last tier in yet on the Daimyo on his TC, so doesn't have the rocket yet for the defense.
We have double tower with the arrow slate over here, so if we are gonna garrison some villagers or even some Onabugeisha inside of it, it's gonna be doing relatively good amount of damage. On the other hand, I don't think that LaSh has enough of the front line to dive the town center at the moment. Only 17 horsemen out on the field, and some of them are gonna be trying to deal with the horsemen from Muhodo. They are raiding the boar and the deer camp over here. Secret side timer is starting to tick, and they are very close to each other. But this is gonna be dive under the gold vein, and how many villagers are gonna be dying over here? Army is relatively far away from this. One villager at least went down, and slowly but surely more and more are gonna be going. This is a lot of idle time and a giant amounts of damage for Mr. Muhodo. He definitely did not like this, but at the moment his resources look like he's going Imperial Age, which is interesting.
If you go Imperial Age and get the upgrades in on the Onabugeisha, they could really start taking down just about everything as long as you have the mass of them. And they are easy to mass, and we should be able to see an age up come in soon. And there it is. Tanegashima Gunsmith is getting put up now by 17 villagers in the back of Muhodo's base. So we'll be going for that elite upgrade, or rather the elite upgrade soon. He just needs enough gold to actually be able to click the elite upgrades once the age up does come in. So he's still gathering gold. But that's also just where LaSh's army is trying to attack. Does have a lot of outposts here, with emplacement as well, trying to get the fortifications on them. LaSh might be overstaying his welcome here just a tiny bit. But the reveal that the age is coming in is going to be coming in soon.
In the meantime, Muhodo is trying to run around and kill anything that he can see with the horseman. This is the farm transition that I was talking about a little bit earlier. LaSh having 0 villagers on the foot, slowly but surely making the granaries, but giving giant timing, a giant opportunity for Muhodo to do whatever he wants with the spamming of the army. 4,000 gold in the bank. Maybe we overminded it a tiny bit. But we are diving the 3 towers over here, and this is not what he wants to do. Triple outpost with a triple emplacement.
Did he not realize? Did he misclick? Ah, that hurts.
Catastrophic.
Yeah, completely. Now the Onabugeisha just going for the complete surround, and not even with the elite upgrade, it's not needed here. Just able to completely wipe LaSh's army lead off the map now. And LaSh still just caught right inside of the farm transition here. Has to remake the Jugunu now.
We need to remake all of our army while we are doing the farm transition, and our opponent is getting Imperial Age upgrades. This is only rougher and rougher for LaSh as we go. In the meantime, +3 ranged armor is going to be coming in for Muhodo. Probably we are going to be diving at the TCs, and these Jukonu are going to be doing only less and less damage. This +3 ranged armor is going to be basically acting triple, because Jukonu are doing burst damage in 3 shots. So this is going to be very rough for LaSh to take any fight at the moment. Farm transition is still not fully done. It's getting rougher and rougher.
Well, LaSh trying to get some raids in of his own. Villagers mainly able to escape though. Villager killed so far overall very even between the two. LaSh does have the relic lead behind all of this. Shuganu numbers still looking good here for the defense. And now LaSh, with the Granary transition finally done, should be in a position to catch up to the Imperial Age fairly soon. And so there's a lot of gold income from that large gold vein that he's been gathering from.
Just look at the army composition at the moment. Muhodo is doing mass on Abogatia. Yes, sure, Zhukonu should be able to counter them, but these are Imperial Age units, and at the same time we are getting the elite upgrade on the horseman over here. It's not looking good for LaSh. He is going to be aging up to Imp very, very soon. 3,000 gold is in the bank, and that means that upgrades are going to be coming in relatively quickly. He can click them up immediately when he ages up. So that's at least something, but still, timing, the momentum is on the side of Mr. Muhodo.
Timing for sure is. He's getting a lot of upgrades in with the time that he's been given. Shushi's library is now coming in for LaSh. Tries to get his age up in as quickly as possible. He's got so much gold at the moment, so we'll be able to click a lot of the upgrades immediately. And you can really tell, like, LaSh is respecting the hell out of those on Abogatia, even adding in Springles at this point to try and have tools up against them. Meditation Garden alongside with some outposts is getting, or are going to be getting taken down now. And there it is, upgrades all getting clicked now by LaSh on his side.
LaSh is investing into the Springles at the same time, so that's interesting. They are going to be able to do very, very well against Abogatia, but there are some horsemen out in the field, and at the same time Onamusha will be able to snipe them relatively easily. This will definitely depend on the positioning they are going to be in the fight. We are taking care of the big gold vein on the side. Muhodo just stripping down LaSh's map control, one outpost by another. I would love to see Secret Side Timer to start kicking in, slowly but surely. Otherwise, because it's such a good win condition on this map, Secret Sides are right next to each other. You can secure them with one big army and one keep on one and one on the other, and you should be able to go for the Secret Side victory, or at least try to do so. Stone walls for LaSh on the side. He definitely does not want to get raided on his farms, but there are horsemen already in them.
Horsemen, though, are going to be met by the rest of the army from LaSh. Keep is getting put next to the large gold vein here from Muhodo, so he's starting to secure all of the large gold veins, meaning LaSh is going to be without any real means of gathering gold here. As, I think that's the last gold vein, like, inside of his base. There's, like, one... Yeah, all the others are to the front, and Muhodo just doing a great job here when it comes to really securing map control. Something that LaSh could do is go for the Dynastic Protectors, and go for the I'm missing the name right now, but the knight variant there from the units that you do unlock. It has a ton of melee armor, so it absolutely shreds those on Abogatias. But now he doesn't have the gold for it anymore. He got a lot of the upgrades on the Jugunu, on the crossbows and whatnot, so now it's going to be tough for him to afford this.
Exactly, Imperial Guard can be a play.
Yes,
as Krakity said. It is such a good unit to deal with on Abogatia. On the other hand, on Amusha are already in the back, so maybe it's gonna be playing a little bit into the counter already.
Not that many.
It's not that many, and they are not upgraded, so definitely can work.
The Jugs can snipe him. The Jugunu can snipe him. Oh, there's some raids.
Very nice to see from Mr. Muhodo, taking few villagers here and there, making villager lead bigger and bigger. Lovely. At the same time, we are doing creep on this on the big gold that we had Meditation Garden on. So that's lovely to see. On another end, 55 on Abogatia. We are just making more and more of them against mass Jukonu and some Springles in the back. That's interesting.
Yeah. It's an interesting army composition. I'm just wondering if it's going to be good enough once the eventual fight is going to be coming in. It looks like Dynastic Protectors is actually going to be coming in here as an upgrade for LaSh.
Just having few Imperial Guards in is gonna give you so much frontline against this Onabugesha. It's gonna be extremely hard to do anything. Like they, sure, Onabugesha have giant attack speed. Sure, they have relatively nice damage at the same time, but just the melee armor of Imperial Guard is gonna be able to tank so many shots. At the same time, we are diving the granaries over here with some Onamushas killing 5 villagers. That's lovely to see. More and more villager kills are going into the Muhodo corner, and that's exactly what he needs to do. At this point, he is 30 villagers ahead nearly.
Yeah,
it's
LaSh, he might need a second TC. He's been banking a lot of resources. The gold vein is about to expire though. And after that, it's going to be the question, like, where is he going to be getting gold from? Just taxes is most likely not going to be enough. Although he's got a lot of gold saved up behind this, even though he's been investing into bombards, a lot of university upgrades. Now he's even starting to get ready for mass-mounted samurai. And we're seeing Yuan raiders coming in now for LaSh. They're very fast, but, I mean, they're good. They're great for raiding. He can definitely use them for raiding. It's just, I would have really loved to see some Imperial Guards. I know they're expensive, but they're like LaSh's only real choice here for great frontline. A lot of the sprinkles did actually get taken down.
Yuan Riders can do well. They have bonus damage against villagers. So if you can get 5 of them into the economy of Mr. Muhodo, you can do a lot of damage. On another hand, you need something to survive at the moment, which is going to be relatively rough because Muhodo is switching into the mounted samurai over here. 3,000 gold in a bank not that long ago, down to 2,000 at the moment, and 31 villagers on the gold is gonna mean that he can make at least 30 to 40 of them and then try dive the LaSh's base.
There it is, Onabugesha now coming up forward here. LaSh not able to gather any more gold here. Imperial official also getting taken down. LaSh down to just 2 Imperial officials. Doesn't look like he's got the Mount Blue Academy as well at this point. He's still in Song Dynasty. Hasn't managed to get up to the Yuan Dynasty at this point. So Yuan Dynasty very, very important for the Shushi's legacy, as you're able to get all the way up to 6 Imperial officials. Gold-wise, that is so important to be able to get 6 Imperial officials. You just get a lot more gold there in from your taxes. And LaSh, once again, just not able to pull the villagers back, or doesn't pull the villagers back, and losing a lot there on the farms, over on the farms.
Raids are coming in. This is very hard for. This is only harder and harder for LaSh as we go on. Only 1 gold mine for him available, and even that's getting slowly but and even from that he's getting slowly but surely pushed away from. Here we have a giant stone wall over here that's gonna be preventing Muhodo to just be sending this Onabugesha to our granaries and killing every single villager on them. But at this moment, with 0 villagers on the gold, sure, we can have 5,000 food, but what are we gonna use it for?
Yeah, indeed. LaSh now going for Mass Horseman. Guess that's what he's gonna try and use it for. Looks like he's gonna be trying to take down the Jiangnan Tower now. Already, yeah. I mean, 4 bombards just taking it down so quickly. It's just not really the unit that you want to be having. We got 5 Imperial Guards here now behind this, so at least a couple for a more decent front line. Just doesn't feel like it's enough now at this point. I'm not sure if LaSh has like a market to trade out some food maybe for some more gold. Doesn't look like he's
LaSh at least
trading
has
out
the
food.
LaSh at least has a relics, right? That's at least something, some kind of a gold income. Double market over here means that we can at least sell the ginormous amounts of food that we have. But engagement is gonna be coming through, and what do we have to counter these mounted samurai? Doesn't really look like much. Only 9 crossbows, but bombards are getting completely abandoned. This is catastrophic for Mr. Muhodo, but not really. He is coming to save them in a time. Doesn't look like the fight that LaSh wanted to take over here, or doesn't look like a perfect fight for him. Sure, yeah, we have a giant mass of range units, but these Jukonu are not going to be doing anything to the Mounted Samurai. They are getting obliterated one by one, and Muhodo is going to be slowly but surely taking even the second game of the series.
Another bombard getting taken down, still one remaining, but there's more than enough units here to push into LaSh space, and GG is going to be getting called. A second 3-0 here today. Muhodo able to win his set and now advance to fight off against Demu in his next set in the Elite Classic qualifier.
We saw LaSh playing early on for the Feud Ledge, and it was a very nice idea. He had a giant, amounts of police guards, and definitely could have tried to play for something, but they were just torching down few outposts that were fortified, so they did not really do much. No Rams in the Feud Ledge all in was very, very tough and rough. On another hand, Muhodo with a beautiful control from the Castle Age and slowly but surely stripping more and more map control from the LaSh was able to take the game.
Yeah, indeed, was very well played there, and yeah, what can we really say there? Muhodo just clinical gameplay. LaSh just a couple of things there. I feel like didn't really line up for him in the end. Like, I feel like he needed a second TC at some point, or at the very least, like, rebuild the Imperial officials that he lost earlier as well. Because it's just such a struggle. When you don't have that gold income from the taxes, it really hurts you a lot. There were some great raids as well from Muhodo. He really made it tough there for LaSh. Imperial Guards could have also been a great option there. It just always feels so tough when you can't secure gold long term. But sometimes even just going for the unit short term can help you secure gold afterwards. And here we see the dive there. LaSh with 17 palace guards, barely any army remaining from Muhodo, but just diving too many defensive buildings here for too long of a time meant that, yeah, just losing all of the military here. I feel like maybe if you just pulled back at this point, go for your own age up, might have been a little bit better. In the end, yeah, Muhodo able to get the age up in. Game did prolong for quite a bit afterwards, and LaSh actually able to get the 3 relics in was quite nice for him here. Wasn't able to get the win in after that. All right. Next up. Go ahead.
LaSh was definitely a nice try to countermass on Abu Ghasia, but after that it went a little bit downhill. Muhodo having all of the map control and being able to switch to Mounted Samurai just meant that our Jukonu did literally nothing in the fight.